What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Southampton career mode. So, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am getting a little bit sick. It's starting to get kind of annoying, honestly. I'm getting sick like every 2 or 3 weeks when usually it takes me once a year for me to actually get sick. But it's been pretty terrible weather wise here. Um, and really, I just sleep in a terrible way. So, of course, I'm going to end up sick if I don't have a blanket when it's cold out. Anyways, because of me being a little bit ill, I wanted to just quickly have a squad report and things like that for the end of this first season as today's episode because I really highly doubt that I'd be able to do anything else. So I hope you guys can understand that. With that being said, though, we're just going to go through pretty much the main players that I've used. I don't really intend to stick too much on some of these other players like Charlie Austin. They are on the transfer list for a reason, and yeah. Anyway, so Dolberg, 25 goals this season, really just a fantastic player. In most recent updates to FIFA career mode, he's been getting kind of screwed over. Maybe not screwed over is the word, but he's starting to lose some potential. Jesus Christ, there's something outside. Anyways, I'm gonna try to. All right. Okay, so apparently there was like two semi trucks outside. Anyways, yeah, he's been getting kind of demoted in terms of his potential and traits and stuff like that over the course of the last couple of weeks. But it is what it is. Gallagher, easily going to be one of our best strikers in the future. I'm really happy with how things are going for him. He's starting to get some pace, some strength, and as you can see right there, training went really, really well for him. 88 heading accuracy, 90 volleys for a guy that's 6'4", 3-star weak foot, sort of pacey, sort of strong already. He's only 22 years old and he's only 75 overall, and I'm pretty sure that he's at least got about an 88 or so potential, I think, at least, based off of how I did things with him. Lone Glitch has really worked wonders for him, but yeah, I'm really excited to see what can come from him in this coming season. I think what I'm going to work on the most is going to be stamina and dribbling and ball control and stuff like that. Just because I want to make sure that he's able to play every single game as a starter when the time comes. Um, Also, I will be at some point focusing on his penalties, his finishing, of course, his long shots, and I think that might be it. Everything else is going to take its course. I'm not really too keen on improving his free kick accuracy. Passing is whatever for me. It is what it is, basically. So, finishing, penalties, shot power, long shots, things like that are all going to be improved. But more so, this season I'm going to focus on his ball work and his stamina. Martinez, he's easily going to be one of the best strikers I've ever used. I can already tell. He's able to do a couple things here and there. He's able to maneuver properly. He's strong on the ball. He's got decent stats as is. And it's just going to be really fun. I'm going to speed through these a little bit more so I'm not sitting here, coughing and things like that. But anyways, Among, same thing. He's going to be really, really fun to pair up alongside Martinez. Both of them are going to be strong, fast, agile, and really good on the ball when the time comes. Let me skip these academy guys. Let's see. Hudson, I think, is he here on loan? I'm not really sure. I think I bought him. I don't remember, but he's going to be fun. He's definitely a good backup player to come on off the bench. He's pretty fun. He's tall. He's agile. He's quick. He feels quick. And you can already tell he's going to have some pretty balanced stats and some pretty fun stats for an attacking mid. Barco, same thing. He's super dynamic, super good on the ball, really good at finding space and taking on people. But his end product is still a little bit lacking. You can tell here his end product stats, so like passing, finishing, things like that. They're not quite there yet, but with training or just in general with him increasing his stats as he progresses forward. I mean, he's 19 years old, 78 overall. He's going to be an incredible player. I really can't wait for that. Redmond, I don't know what to expect from this guy. I know he has around an 87, 86 potential. Maybe more, maybe a little bit less. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure if I did things properly with him. But he should be around there. Still, 25 goals is no easy feat, and he managed to pull it off alongside Dolberg. And that's considering the fact that he missed a lot of opportunities. So if he could just work on his finishing, um, and actually put away his chances, he could be a real menace. I really should probably focus on training him, but I'm not gonna do that just because I got other players to train and he's just not one of them. Sparks, I really hope that my, I guess, challenge or test or objectives with him are met. He feels good sometimes. He randomly pulls off some miraculous stunts, an incredible long shot, an incredible run, pass, whatever it may be. And he's only 17 and 57 overall, so you can definitely expect things from him. I'm just really looking forward to seeing what I can do with him, and I'm really hoping that I'm able to accomplish what I want with him. Really trying to see if I can get his potential up and things like that. Davies, he's going to be a very, very fun left back. If it weren't for Guerrero, I'd honestly probably be using him as my starting left back. But because I've already got that position filled, it's not really an option for me. But he is still great coming off the bench, really great coming off the bench, and he's still fun as a starting left back whenever I need him. So there's that, and he will be an incredible player in the future. Ward Prowse, literally, if the team isn't doing well, it's because he's playing poorly. He's such a dominant presence in the midfield in the sense that he dominates everything. He's a true general. He dictates where things need to go. He dictates how the flow of the game should go for his team. He's really good at determining what kind of passes to make. He's just really, really fun to use. And you can see right there, finishing and penalties are the things that I focused on for training this year. I really just want him to be an absolute set piece specialist. So penalties, free kicks, and corners are really the main thing I'm going to focus on with him. Free kick accuracy is going up on his own. I will be targeting that a little bit more, maybe in the coming season, maybe after. But, I mean, his curve and his crossing and things like that, they're already pretty high, even though I never touched them. So I focused on penalties for this season in terms of training. And now he's up to 90, so he's pretty good at those. Haven't really had a chance to use him there. Physically, he's not the strongest, he's not the fastest, but thankfully, and he's also doesn't have the most stamina, but thankfully, he's always where he needs to be and has played pretty much the majority of this season's games and has been fantastic in every single one of them. Lamina is pretty good, actually. He's there, he's able to find space, able to put goals on the scoreboard, and he's just an overall really solid player. He's good at just about everything. His stats don't really feel or don't represent what he feels like on the pitch. He's really good at just about everything, and I'm really happy with him. But again, I don't know how long he's going to be on this team, at least not as a starter. But we'll see. Milinkovic, he has been fantastic ever since he showed up. He's good at everything I need him to do. He's a fantastic center forward, great at finding space and great at holding the ball up, winning things in the air, taking long shots, finding passes. He's just really, really fun. Okay, had to quickly cough. Højbjerg, sort of like a Lamina type player, but he's really just a true center mid. He's the guy in between the attack and the defense. He's not really fantastic at either one, at either role, but he's able to complement whoever he's behind or in front of really well. So he's good at doing that. He's just definitely not going to be a starter anymore. However, he is a solid player to put in the starting lineup should I ever need to. Schaff, I'm honestly thinking of using as my starting right back for this next season. He's been really good there. His biggest weakness, I'd say, is his lack of, I guess, aggression. He's very weak on the ball. He really can't body people off. Defending, of course, he's going to be a little poor at it because his stats themselves aren't that good. But he's okay-ish, one-on-one. But when it comes to actually trying to beat a guy physically, he's not going to do it. And that's when it starts to get really upsetting because you would hope that someone like him would be able to put in some form of physical work, but he doesn't. Regardless, though, he is a fun wingback, and that's pretty much why I think I'm going to use him as my starter. Zadas, he's not quite there yet. I still have a bunch of problems with him throughout games. He's either present in a game or he's not. There's no in between. He disappears very easily, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's mainly because of his stamina. He just really can't keep up the entire 90 minutes. Um, and an overall decent player. However, it's going to take some time for him to develop properly. And right now, he's just not quite there. But he's young. He's still got a lot to grow in. And yeah, I'll see how he turns out in the future. Guerrero, he's a really, really fun left back. Again, same thing. His biggest problem is the physical aspect. He's pretty small. He's like 5'7", but his technical stats are really, really nice for his position. He's got really high finishing for a left back, one of the highest actually considering his age and position. Long shots seem to be good, curve and all that stuff. I didn't even know he had good free kick accuracy. So if I ever need him, I will use him. But he really is just an overall solid player. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else I can do with him in the future. But of course, Davies is working on taking that starting role, and he might soon enough. But for now, Guerrero is definitely my starting left back, and I don't see that changing next season. But you never know. Worrell, he's a really good center back. Actually, he's really fun to use. Sometimes he's physical. He wins things in the air. He's not that slow, but he can get beat by someone that has a lot of pace, obviously. Uh, but still, he's pretty good at tracking back, and he really doesn't go forward as is. But I really am looking forward to what he can turn into, just because of how solid his stats are already at such a young age and such a low-ish rating, 72. But yeah, potential glitching him and everything is going to be a huge bonus for him. Mamana, he's pretty fun too. Actually, he's pretty good as a backup center defensive mid, and he's pretty good as a center back. So I can really play him in either of those positions. I don't think I would ever play him as an outside attacking mid, but his passing is pretty good. His ball control is definitely noticeable, especially as a center back. He's able to really take control of the ball and not just have to release it immediately. He takes his time. He's able to control it, and he's able to move up with the ball whenever needed. Van Dijk, very dominant player, very, very dominant player. Really happy with him. Overall stats and everything, he's solid. Really, there's no real drawback to him. Sometimes he's a little bit out of position, but it's never much of a problem, because whenever he does charge forward to cover for somebody else, he usually gets away with it, and he's usually able to properly get rid of anything that comes his way. So he's going to be a really nice center back for the future. But again, I don't know how long I'm going to keep him, because I don't know what his potential is. And 85 just won't be enough in the future. He might be a backup, but for now, he's definitely a starter. I just don't know I just don't know for how long. Hoadet, he really just fell down in the pecking order, but he's solid enough. He definitely needs somebody like Van Dijk next to him. He's not really one of those center backs that takes control. He reminds me of in FIFA of an Otamendi type player. He needs the support of somebody better. Otherwise, he really makes mistakes a lot, and it's very noticeable. So whenever he was the senior center back alongside Worrell, and Van Dijk was missing, you could definitely tell that he needed help, and he's just not quite that leader-ish center back that I like to have. So pairing him with Van Dijk is the way to go. If I don't, it turns into a problem. Cedric. So Cedric, he started off really well, but he really rapidly started to decline. I don't know why. I will say he's good at finding space and overlapping. His crosses can be pretty good. Sometimes they're pretty much perfect, honestly. But at other times, he's very distant. He's very not involved in the game, and that can get very frustrating, because as I've said multiple times before, in the formation that I use, the wing backs are an essential part of the team being able to perform properly, and he just sometimes doesn't achieve that. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but I can definitely see Schaff taking over the main right wing back position. And then finally, we've got Forster and Butland, both of them solid, but Butland, of course, making some heroic saves throughout the season, some really key saves. Uh, and then Forster, he just wasn't able to do that. At times, he was very, very sketchy. And one thing that I have noticed with this year's FIFA is that for whatever reason, as a goalkeeper, especially young goalkeepers, whenever their stats are going up, the goal kicking stat really tends to skyrocket above all other stats. You can see here +4, +9 on this guy, and I don't even think I ever used him. I don't know why. The kicking stat for a goalkeeper is just so easy to go up on its own, and that can get very annoying because I actually almost never use a goalkeeper's kick unless it's like a goal kick or something, and even then I rarely go far. I usually go to my fullbacks, but yeah, I mean it's pretty much useless to me, and the fact that it's the stat that grows the most is pretty annoying. So we've taken a look at that. Now I just want to quickly look at appearances and things like that. So the one with the most is actually Van Dijk, and Ward-Prowse has 50. Next is Davies. Wow. Well, he was actually coming on a lot. Dolberg, pretty much, the main starting lineup has the most, but there are some players that have more. Now, as for goals, obviously it's going to be these two here. Oh, wow. Okay, so Dolberg is actually the one that got the most goals. 30 total goals this season in 45 appearances. That's pretty good. Redmond with 28, Barco with 12, Martinez, Lamina, and Milinkovic with 10. Considering the fact that Milinkovic came way after these two, the fact that he was able to get joint fourth place or a three-way tie for fourth place isn't really bad. Ward-Prowse with 6. I didn't expect that. Sparks with 4, Davies with 4, and Gallagher only with 3. But I think the reason for that is mainly because I did send him out on loan a bunch of times, and that of course does end up removing his stats if he's loaned out to a different league when I'm potential glitching him. So it is what it is. Assists, I'm really excited to see this one. We have Redmond at 19, Dolberg at 18, Barco, Lamina, Ward-Prowse, etc., etc. So that's not too bad. Clean sheets, Ward-Prowse with 25, Van Dijk with 24, 23 for Redmond and Cedric, and Dolberg with 22. So overall, pretty fun. Is there anything else that matters here? I don't think so. I mean, you guys saw some of the stat changes. Some of them didn't really fully matter, but yeah, let me quickly go to this right here. So as you can see, 25 goals for both Redmond and Dolberg. They're in first place. But we've also got... Do we have anyone else? Yeah, we've got Lamina on 8 and Martinez on 8 as well. So that's not too bad. They're also in the top, what is it, top 25? Yeah, top 25. Assists, though, we've got 17 for Dolberg, 17 for Redmond, 15 for Dolberg, 14 for Barco, 8 for Lamina. Anyone else? And Ward-Prowse with 5. So you can see here our team got a lot of assists amongst themselves, and that's really, really cool. Forster actually ended up getting the top clean sheets joint with Courtois, considering he stopped playing pretty much ever since what was his name, Butland came in. That's pretty good because that means he got a bunch of clean sheets before Butland showed up, and that was literally just halfway through the season. Yellow cards, I don't think we're on here. No, we're not. Red cards, I don't even know if I had one this season, so I doubt we're on here. No, we're not. So yeah, overall, a very, very successful season. You can see here 110 total points in 38 games, 36 wins, 2 draws, no losses, 120 goals scored, 23 conceded. That's a pretty good record right there. 97 in goal difference. That's massive. And then what else? Who gets demoted? It is Newcastle, Huddersfield, and Crystal Palace. It was pretty close between 19th and 18th and 17th place. Maybe even 15th and 16th. But Newcastle with only 24 points. That's really sad. They're back on. They're on their way down again. I think they pretty much just got promoted, and now they're going back down. It is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, again, a very successful season. I've been talking for long enough, though, and I really want to go ahead and rest my voice. So, I am going to end it there. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment, subscribe if you're new. That's it. I've actually already, I might as well show you guys before next episode. I've actually already, actually, you know what? I'm not going to show you. I've actually already bought some players in the next season. I just have this save here so that I can make this kind of video. But I was planning on really going through this really fast and then moving on to the next season in the same episode. But again, I'm pretty sick. It's starting to get annoying having to talk all congested and stuff like that. Uh, and I'm pretty sure it sounds disgusting too. So I'm just gonna end things here. I've already bought some players, but I still have some money left over. If there's anybody you guys think I should buy, let me know. But again, thanks for watching. Peace.